Hello everyone. In this video, which is dev session, I will go through Flutter installation. And my main goal is to install Flutter, but for web and mobile, and by mobile it's Android and iOS. And since for web we need to use a beta channel, we will also see how we can set up this. And the main goal is to have, like at the end of the video, to have this web part working and go through some examples if we have time. Since it's a dev session, it will be probably a long video. That's why please feel free to forward this video to jump to the needed part. And also I will put all links which I mentioned in the description of this video, so please feel free to check this description. So now we can start. To speed up video a bit, so what I did, I already installed Android Studio version 3.6.1 and Xcode version 11.3.1, which is also part of this installation step. So let's start from the beginning. For installation, you need to go to the Flutter website and then click on Get Started. And there is a buttons for each OS. I use macOS installation. And since this Xcode and Android Studio, it requires some time to get downloaded. So I already downloaded them and installed. And another one, but I didn't set up, so we will go through setup steps together. And what I also did, I downloaded this file, and like for the sake of the safety, I also downloaded did git clone for this repository. I think you can do either this or this. It is the same version as this v1.12.13 with hotfixes. So now we can start from here. The next step is to put Flutter in your path. Add the Flutter, update your path. Let's jump to this folder. I use on terminal side ZSH, so maybe I need to install it. Not install, but include it in my ZSH configuration. So let's see what I need to put. Run source on RC folder, blah blah blah. By default, so edit home if you are using different shells, blah blah blah. Okay, so I need to put this one as the following line and change paths to the very Flutter. Okay, so I need this one. So let me find. I usually put them in a specific part in my ZSH configuration. So I have Go. Now I have also Flutter and path is not this, but users can and develop. Let me double check. Come on. So cd development and pwd, yeah. And in development I have cd Flutter, and that's a folder that I need. Yes. So let me change it. Okay, so I need to do again, sorry, back, Flutter, and my paths, users, remove, development, Flutter, and bin. Okay, let's save it, so this is The last command that I executed, this will update my current session with recent, like latest version of configuration, and that means that after this we can do which Flutter and see, yes, so we have this command. So now we can switch, go back. So just like for the sake of the video, you can do this like each time you open a new session in terminal, or you can permanently add Flutter in your path, which I already did just now. But in your case, if you don't use ZSH, you can do, for example, it can be bash profile. So you can do this bash profile and include it in bash profile, but it depends on what kind of terminal you use. So you can refer to this section for some more details. Once you have this development binaries, so once you have this done, you can use Flutter command. Oh, okay, it will. I could also do precache, I guess, but let's see. It will download some files. If it will take a long time, I will pause video, but I think it's good enough for now. And now we can do a bit cleanup. I don't need this one anymore, and I need to do use ZU. So I want to also update this part, so it also has a Flutter binary in the path. So let's wait for this, and while we are waiting, I want to show you some links that we will go through. First of all, I need this Flutter setup for my CodeKN project. Please check it up. I will put also a link in description. And my goal is to start first with a web frontend, and then have Android and iOS versions. But we will see. First of all, I want to like a bit test it and see what I can do, what I cannot do, because I don't have any experience in Flutter and the languages I use. That's why what I want to do, first of all, I want to set up web version using beta channel, and then go through this documentation pages. Probably, I assume it will take some time. That's why probably we'll have different parts of this video. So please make sure you subscribe and see updates. But basically, we'll go through this web application documentation, then try to see what we can also get like additionally from documentation, play a bit with responsive apps, see some examples. As you can see, there is like some nice examples. It's still downloading, right? So we can check this one, for example, launch app. That's examples done by Flutter, by using Flutter. I think this is very nice UI. I would love to have this in my project. So I imagine that like I have list of the links, users, and etc. So it looks very nice here, really like featured posts. Okay, so this example is really nice. Animations, still downloading. So let's see. Page route builder, animated container. Okay, and this is all web, so I like it. I'm not sure, like in terms of code, how different all this. Difficult. Why is it changing? Carousel. Where is? Okay, so it works with a mouse. But doesn't react to the keyboard, but it's an example. So okay, we have this part done. So let's see what's the outcome. Okay, we have Flutter. Okay. Now we will need to run this command as per documentation. And then it says Flutter tool uses Google Analytics to announce report, which, okay, in a tool there is a Google Analytics. Flutter tools over time, they are not sent on the very first round of disable reporting type. Okay, we can disable. Okay, for now it's good. It's okay. So let's do Flutter pre-cache. And why we do this? Okay, so we download some platform-specific development binaries as needed. Okay, it's okay. So we can continue checking examples. Animation. Card swipe, for example. Okay. Nice. And now let's check source code of this one. iOS, web, I guess. Animated container, for example. Okay, this is like I checked some like documentations on how they design, like how you can design like your code. And the thing is, so since they have like this scaffold and then up bar for the top side and the body for like content, and you can see that each new child or children, like if you have many, it's embedded another one, and by putting this you can like have a nice formatting. But for the but when I think like in terms of actual application, probably you will split these components into like separate components, probably like you will have like more organized structure or more reusable source code. That's why it's always like part that you need to know like when you see examples, because examples is like it's done for the sake of the example, so just to show like present what you can do. But in real world projects you need to have like better structure. And for example, if you use like you have add button, or I don't know, you have some components that you use in several pages, you want to like keep it out, like move it out and then make it reusable in other parts. So yeah, this part it should be always in our mind when we check. Okay, this is like how you can move constants. Lorem ipsum and where it's used. Lorem, I want to see how it's referenced. Okay, so in component itself. So I say component because I have some experience with React, and then in terms of React it's component, but I think it's the same here. So let's okay, and let's see also this message. Okay, typewritten to animation. Yeah, let's go back, it's still installing. I want to run it in parallel, and okay, you cannot do it. Okay, let's move it out. Yeah, and go back and check. Oh. In this one I want to have source code, and in this one I want to open application. So we were looking the last carousel, focus, what else I have? Animated list. What's animated here? Bring physics. Oh, nice. Custom twin. I guess that's the main page with all these demos. Homepage, yep. So while we are waiting, I want to also check this Dart language, Dart language, because if you're gonna use Flutter, and the most of code is written in Dart language, so I want to see. As I said, I don't have any experience with this language, so and then Flutter itself. I want to see like a couple of examples to understand like main points, like this is functions, like difference from. So I have experience with Python, Go, C#, and the difference that I see. So you don't need a keyword like func or def in terms of Python, so you just put the type that you will return and the function name and your inputs. Okay, functions are objects, so you can also provide another function. Okay. Control flow. Okay. This part like is quite similar to other languages. Strings. I guess it's C-style language. I don't know, it doesn't say it, but yeah. Collections, literals, okay, a list literal, var, a map, set. Oh, okay, and this is nice, so you can say last difference. Okay, I guess that like you can compare. Let's see, let's run it. Okay, so I like this example. So basically what you say, you have a set, you have a set, and you do frogs difference. So this, you say like this set difference from like given set, given another set, and it will show different elements, like return different element and then you print it. Nice. Okay, so we have this part also done. Let's continue with our installation. So now when we have Flutter command here, so what we can do, we can try to run Flutter doctor. Oh. So I need to have Android license status defined. I need to have CocoaPods installed, so we can run this immediately. So let's do it here. So Android Studio, Flutter plugin not installed. This adds Flutter specific functionality. Dart plugin not installed. Okay, we can do it. Yeah, I have Visual Studio Code. I guess we can also set up. So this part we can skip for this video at least. And we don't have device. I was like planning first to run it on virtual device, but okay, let's run it again. Now we have CocoaPods, I guess. Yeah, okay, so one step is done. Good news, we have Xcode, we have Flutter. So let's do this, try reinstalling, updating your Android SDK manager. Let's open first Android. Got project version. Okay, Android Studio, accept SDK license. Of your SDK manager. Okay, so per default it is Android SDK tools inside local update. Okay, and Okay, this is, I guess, is an Android installation folder. View more details on the new SDK manager. Command line install tools entire. Do we have this command? No. Maybe in build tools. Okay. System. Okay. View more details on SDK manager. Install. Here online Android tools. I wonder why we don't have. Maybe I didn't install it at all, right? Android SDK tools. Oh, you download it separately, I guess. I have Android Studio, but where is SDK? Okay, there is already a SDK manager. Start a new project. Okay, let's start some project to see profile or debug APK. Check out open existing project. Okay. I want to avoid to creating like dummy projects, but okay, let's do create a project. Basic activity. Location, let's see first. Finish. And now let's see, where is this SDK manager? So first, what we can do, we can already install plugins, because we also need Flutter and Dart plugins. So let's at least fix this part. Flutter install. Plugin dependent database, the plugin on Dart. Yes. Okay, so both will be installed, I guess. And now we can try to find SDK manager. So restart ID. It's installed, I guess. Process first, import is running. Terminate. Why I don't have this SDK manager? Very interesting. You can use to perform the following task. Blah blah blah. Manager SDK from IDE. Tools bin. But we didn't have this tools folder. Maybe am I in a wrong part? Extras. Platform tools. Platform tools. What's platform tools? Okay, so let's do at least these checks again. So see what we have. Next step, blah blah blah, close. So now we have Android tool developed for Android devices, blah blah blah. Android license stats unknown. Try reinstalling the plugin SDK manager. Yeah, we can skip this one. So now, like, important part is this one. Let's check with our introduction. We have doctor part. We did update your pass. We did this part as well. Let's see, deploy, not deploy, but Android setup, install Android. Okay. Warning on those 3, you need to manually add the old version of Android SDK tools for Flutter to work. Open Android Studio SDK Manager in an SDK tab and check hide obsolete packages. And the dialog below shows up. Okay. SDK Manager. So we can go to Preferences. Or is it another window? No. Okay. So we have this Android SDK tool, SDK tools. Okay, and now we need SDK tools, Android SDK tools, this one. Okay, nice. And this will download another 100 megabytes. Let's do it. Accept and wait. I always usually, when I have something to do with the front-end part, I usually start with Android, because like historically it feels like easier to start with Android. I mean, when you compare to iOS, but probably I am wrong, especially when you work on macOS, but we will see. So it's still downloading. Let's go through documentation again. So we have this part, we did this part. We'll go back to iOS part again, and Android. So we did install. Now we are doing this part, and next will be set up your Android device. Enable developer options and USB debugging on your device. Unfortunately, I don't have right now Android device. The instructions are available in blah blah blah. We in the terminal run Flutter device command to verify that Android Flutter recovery your connect Android device. By default, Flutter uses the version of the Android is recovery ADP it was based. But I was like, we will skip this part for now and jump into this part, and we will use emulator. To prepare, to run and test, blah blah blah, enable VM acceleration on your machine. Okay, interesting. What is this? Add VM acceleration for Android emulator. Config graphics. Patience. Sure. I think I did it during the Android Studio installation, but I will try to go through this because I want to read what's all this is about, and then activate. But probably I already have it. But okay, I will keep this page for later. Let's go back to this. Okay. Studio tools, Video Manager. Still installing, downloading. Why is it slow? Okay, choose device definition and next. Set one or more system images and Android versions you want to emulate. Add hardware, select hardware, and to enable hardware acceleration, verify video conversion score and select finish. Okay. While we are waiting for download, let's see this part. So we have this part, like I have this part. If you don't, please check. And next is set up the iOS simulator. Open. Okay. Okay, nice. That was easy. Okay, and we can easily switch. That's very nice, I guess. But it's still running. Let's see. Run simple Flutter app. So in terms of iOS, we can already start some application. Okay. Well, let's do it. So while it's waiting, we can go back for now to development. We have Flutter, let's say make directory, projects. I usually use my repository folder, but for now let's do this. Let's wait for this simulator to start. Development machine screen and what I screen flip screen, set the device scale under the Windows scale. Okay, we don't have problem for this. So we will, once it's ready, we will try to run this part. So I guess we can already start this. Let's say first under the projects, running blah blah blah. What's happening with Android? Okay, it's done. Finish. Apply. And okay. So, still indexing something, so let's see the first and go, and it says Flutter run. Okay. This is taking for a long time. This is taking okay. Why? Wow. Since this video is 37 minutes, I will probably like I won't like keep it until we are done. So we have like a web part as well. But probably I will summarize it in a way like more like shortest version. Okay, this is our application, like a simulator. I saw that we can switch devices. I love this, how simple it is. Go back. Compiling, linking and assigning. Okay, take our time, I guess, and let's jump. So we will skip for now deploy deploy part, because I also don't have developer license for iOS. So if I will continue with this part, like with doing front-end development, not mobile, but all front-end development, I will get some test Android device and also get this license so I can also run on my iOS device. But for now, let's do. So now we are waiting for this part. So oh, it's done. Oh my god. Okay, that was simple. As I said, like I expected Android will take will be easy, but usually it's opposite, and it works. We can even, if you read this text, we can even have hot reload. So I will go back to the project first and do this, and open it. Yes, in Visual Studio Code. And in the meanwhile, we can also set up plugins for Visual Studio Code. So basically, I want to summarize a bit. So what we did: download Android Studio and Xcode. Set up Android SDK. We had some minor configuration, and then install Flutter and Dart plugins for Android Studio, and we will do the same for Visual Studio Code. So Flutter, I guess, install. So install Flutter. Do I need Dart separately? So we had a report. So VS Code extension not installed. Install. Okay, so we only need one plugin for Visual Studio Code. That's good to know. Okay, it's done. Why? Okay. Install Flutter plugin for VS Code. Done. And now what we can do, if I understood it correctly, we can have hot reload. So what I will do, I will try to change something. It's a time when you try to change something but you don't have any idea. So okay, let's try to do this not by 1 but by 5. Save. And what I need to do for hot reload: to hot reload change while running, press R. To hot restart, press. Okay, it's probably I can also run it from my project, but I don't know how. So not go run. Anyway, it's still assembling. Blah blah blah. And we still have one, so let's see. Go away. Let's wait for this again, and then we try to play with hot reload a bit. So what I have here, I have by 5. Does hot reload works now? And observe what you're trying the backup for more detailed help, please. Ah, here we can. I need to do it here. Okay. Now what we can do, we can move back and do it by 3, save, and hot reload. Okay, I can hot reload even running applications. That's amazing. Okay, what is this debug? Ah, it means okay, debug part. Nice. Okay, so let's try to do the same, but for Android. So what I will do, I will open existing project, point it to development, projects. Can I open? Yeah. And okay, we need to wait. And we can run. Why on iOS? Interesting. Okay. So from Android Studio I run it on iOS. That's interesting. What if I cancel, not this one, but simulator. Okay, let's wait. I don't want like interrupt the process. Let's wait for this run take its time. So I can do this. I didn't know. So you can basically select a device. So this is considered as a device. And you can select it. Okay. So let's check. This is 3, like increase by 3. And now we can like change it to, I don't know, 90. We don't care. And it will auto reload. Nice. So super. Okay. So what I will do now, I will close this simulator. It works perfectly fine. And no devices, that's good. And now let's try to run it. No connect device. But why you don't run it here? Open Android emulator. Where is the simulator? Ah, it's opening. Okay, let's wait. So I have this emulator here. I needed to wait like for a minute to get it done, and then we can try to run it on Android. So let's see. Okay, it's executing. So it's taking some time to like run Gradle task and then set up. I think for our first run for iOS, like it was like the same amount of time. It took some time to run. Okay, let's wait. I will put it on pause. It's taking way more for Android than for iOS. And I think that's because I am running it for the first time, so it needs to install like more libraries. So that's why I will still keep it on pause and then open when it's done. It is finished for platform 28, but anyway, let me put it in pause for now. So it's finally done. And now let's check for it works. Let's check for hot reload. So I will put 1. This doesn't work. Should I do something specific? Yeah, you just click Command S and then it's hot reloaded. Okay, so for Android it was like also quite easy. So, but you need to like wait for installations. I think if you have a bit faster internet or like better computer, it will be a bit faster for you. We can also, I guess, check. Okay, it doesn't react by default. Okay. Okay, so for now it's good for devices. Let's try to. So now when we have it working for iOS and Android virtual devices, we can try to also make it working for web. So what I will do for now, I will stop Android Studio. I guess we don't need it, and let me jump to web part. So this is like high level information, and this one in this one it's like more like instructions. So what we can do, let me try this command. So I'm doing it also first time as with everything else, so it probably will need some okay. Branch meta setup, track to remote branch beta from the origin is done, or switching to Flutter channel beta. select any beta branch, beta setup, track remote branch. Okay. And then to create. Okay, this also needs another 211 megabytes. Probably will take some time. I don't want to make this video even longer, so let me put it on pause as well. So installation is done. Now we can continue with the next command. Like basically upgrade is not installation. And let's run this one. Flutter config enable web. I'm not sure what we should expect as a result. You may need to restart open editors for them through the new settings. Okay. We have only this one. We can close. Do you want to save the changes you made to download? Oh, okay. So this is another file. Yes, I want to save it. Let's save it in, I don't know. Notes. Okay. Now what we can do, we can go back. Okay, Flutter devices. Okay, we still need some downloads. That's interesting. At least it's automatic, so we don't need to. There should now see the device pull down. Okay. I guess in this case they mainly mean Android Studio, so that what I will do, I will, once it's done, open Android Studio. Or I need to run. No, I guess I can do it for existing project. I hope so. But if it doesn't work, we will create another project and see, like, basically to try to see what's happening. This is how you build a release build is Dart.js and stuff like that to produce a single JavaScript file and release by using blah 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 or by using I will skip this part. It's running, so I will skip this part and have another session for releasing, because releasing is like topics that probably will have some details. Okay, so we have SAC, everything set up, so let's try this one. Oh, why Chrome? Okay, anyway. Should I open? It will be done automatic. Okay, wait. Build on the web, that's the web support. Great. Oh, nice. So it says that it's not created to support the web, so but you can do this. Okay, let's run it. So basically, as I understood, create command will check if it's in an existing project and try to upgrade the project. Very nice. I really like the whole process. But yeah, okay. So now we can do this. Wow. Okay. That's really nice. Now what I'm thinking of, so for this kind of application, it's okay. So you probably expect that it works like this. What I have in my mind, so how you will split applications that has like different views for mobile and web. But it's another topic. But what I see I like, what we can do, we can also like try to play with this. We can open it again in Visual Studio Code. Is there any commands for Dart? Yes, open DevTools. What is DevTools? Must have an access to workstation. Okay. Anyway, so for now what I want to do is to change this. Okay. You need to perform like basically press R on this console to make it work. Okay. We have, let's see, yeah, we have our goal done. So we executed a Flutter application on 3 platforms, iOS, Android, and web, and that's amazing, at least for me. What I will do now, I will stop this video and make like shorter version of it, but I will still upload this one as well, because if someone wants to see like whole process, I did the whole process. Next steps will be trying to understand what's the difference between web and when you run it on mobile, connecting it to the backend, and etc, etc. But let's have another video for these details. If you watched to this point, thank you very much. It is about like 50 plus minutes, and see you in next dev sessions. I enjoyed these dev sessions because I learned a lot. I know that at some point it's very boring, but anyway, thank you for watching and see you in another video. Bye bye.